There's a lot of mods that attempt to recreate one game on another engine, and I believe Resident Evil 2 Source is one of the best examples of this succeeding. When I first started off, my expectations were fairly low. You start off immediately surrounded by Half-Life 2 zombies with no context. It doesn't give you the best first impression, beginning like so many other low effort zombie mods. But very quickly, as you progress into the gun store, through the alleys and arrive at the police station, it's obvious how much effort has been put into recreating Resident Evil 2 in the Source engine. This isn't just a Resident Evil 2 map pack, it's not a parody or imitation. This is an extremely authentic and detailed recreation of not only Resident Evil 2, but some of its key features and mechanics. And this is on top of it being a work in progress. For a demo of a mod worked on by one person, this is beyond impressive. I was only about a month old when Resident Evil 2 came out, so I can't really say I have nostalgia for the game, but just as someone who's seen some playthroughs and speedruns of a game, it's evident how much time and effort has been put into faithfully recreating each hallway, room and building. It does a great job when it comes to recapturing the mysterious and claustrophobic atmosphere of the original. The mod has all the keys, tools and puzzles from the original, although the puzzles are simplified to only work in the correct order. I assume this is to stop some Source engine shenanigans like you somehow crushing yourself with a prop. The mod even uses typewriters and ink ribbons as your save system, which obviously adds to the mod's authenticity, but also keeps the game from getting a bit too easy. It functions very similar to the original. You follow the same routes, collect the same items, solve the same puzzles, and fight monsters in the same spots. I finished what there is of a demo in just under 2 hours, and that seems to roughly line up with how long it takes to complete the same parts in the original. You might think that the Source engine is a bad fit to recreate a classic Resident Evil game, given how it's a pretty fast-paced FPS engine, and I thought this too originally. Being able to run quickly, bunny hop and traverse areas much quicker than originally intended. But given how much backtracking there can be in Resident Evil games, this is a great change in my opinion. The only real thing that makes this mod much easier is that you can jump onto desks and cars to avoid being attacked. But short of disabling jumping or turning everything into an invisible wall, I don't see a decent way or reason to stop this currently. I read a lot of comments wanting the mod to be much slower paced and to not be first person, and in my opinion, at that point, you might as well go play the original Resident Evil 2 instead, or the remaster that's coming next year. Whenever someone recreates one game in another engine, I feel the best thing to do is to play to the new engine's strengths. And the Source engine naturally lends itself to fast FPS gameplay. Trying to change that would take even more time and ruin the experience. I'd ultimately say that it just gives a different perspective to the game. You still have limited saves, limited medical supplies and ammunition, and you're constantly being swarmed by large amounts of tough monsters. It definitely captures the unease and atmosphere that classic Resident Evil games are renowned for. I found myself constantly being surprised by packs of zombies around a tight corner. Speaking of the zombies, while you're still just fighting regular Half-Life 2 enemies, it works in an odd yet fun way. You have the regular head crabless zombies. The only real difference here is that it's even easier to tell when they're gonna ambush you. Antlion soldiers replace lickers, fast zombies replace dogs. Birkin appears first as a poison zombie and then later as an antlion guard. You still have the regular birds though. Oh, the birds! The Birkin fights are a lot of fun, faster paced while still being in the small areas from the original. Your guns aren't vanilla Half-Life 2 ones, it looks like the author has either recreated or found similar looking guns from other Source projects. So the demo currently has Leon A available, and given this is a work in progress, there's no cutscenes or other characters that appear. So there's no real story currently to follow, but you still proceed through the areas where you find Ada, Claire, Ben and Annette. An old comment from a mod author says he hopes to get custom NPCs later on, and Declare B is possible, although it's currently unlikely. What we have currently is great, and it's obviously hard to make progress for such an ambitious project by one person, but I definitely recommend you check out this mod, whether you're a fan of Resident Evil, zombies, or Source mods. It's a great experience.